As you guys already know, I was at ASD Las Vegas, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the fragrance houses that stood out to me the most because I think they're offering some pretty cool fragrances. Starting with my latest, I guess, fragrance house that I found out about, which I had heard of them, but I never really got to explore the house until ASD, and that is the house of Arabia. Honestly, I didn't realize how many offerings they have. I mean, they have inspirations from a bunch of niche fragrances that no one else is pretty much being inspired by right now, if that makes sense. And they have a huge selection, and I think for the price point that they're at, their quality is really, really good. Another house that I really liked, that I had already tried some of the fragrances prior, but I do think they continue to kind of step up to the plate, and that is French Avenue. I think they're being super creative with a lot of their marketing. They're bringing in cool fragrances, and I think the lines that they're doing with Aromatics Neve, I think they're really doing well to market those, and they do generally have good scents. Like, they smell good. They're not just pure marketing. Like, yeah, their marketing is good, but they also have the fragrances to back it up, if that makes sense. Another fragrance house that I want to highlight is the House of Jada. I got to really know the owners, and obviously I spent a little bit of time at their booth trying some of their stuff. And I do have to say, when it comes to creativity, I think they are at the top of the list right now within those houses, because they've really separated themselves from other houses by really delivering a different packaging. And I think that's a cool thing to do when everybody is doing the same thing, to separate yourself by having really cool design bottles and also bringing some pretty decent high quality scents. I think it really shows, and like, it's something that needs to be, I guess, respected in a way, because like, they're separating themselves. They're bringing something different by having like an Axe fragrance, or like atomizers that never stop spraying. Like, those things are cool things that I think kind of add, I guess, character to brands. Obviously, I have to talk about the House of Orientica. I think that Orientica right now is trying to create this gap in between the other brands by delivering a higher quality service with their bottles, their juice and stuff like that. And they're starting to slowly kind of step away from just only making inspirations, but starting to bring to the table some original creations. And that is one of the things that I like about them the most, because if you can have some inspirations but also have your original creations, I think that is something that is really cool, because now you're offering the public something different that other people aren't offering, and I really appreciate that and like that. And of course, I gotta highlight the House of Game of Spades. I've been rocking with them for a while. I've always thought they have really good quality and really good presentation, especially for the price point that you can get it at TikTok Shop. And so obviously I went over to their booth. I got to try a lot of their newer releases, and I gotta say, I really enjoy them, especially Roll It 5. It's a fragrance that I think is gonna make some moves, in the sense that like, they're bringing something different to the table. Right now, the biggest thing I'm craving is people doing different things, because obviously the market has become saturated in many ways. And I think when houses start doing stuff that's different, that is what I pay the most attention to. That is what I think will set them apart, and I think it's worthy of observing. Even if you're not going to buy their fragrances, I think it's cool to look into them, because they're trying to separate themselves. And the last fragrance house that I want to highlight is the House of Khadlaj. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with Khadlaj when it comes to their scents. I don't own a lot of their fragrances, but I have to say, they are really trying to like create a really big movement in terms of virality, in terms of brand presence. And I think they're really raising the bar to the point where like, they're going to really become a force to be reckoned with here in the next couple of months, because they're trying to create these really huge launches and create a lot of like talk about them, right? And they're also delivering at a really accessible price point. And I think they're marketing themselves really, really well. And you gotta give credit where credit is due. I think they're doing a really good job. So these are the fragrance houses that really stood out for me for different reasons. Some of them was quality, some of them are price points, some of them are the marketing. But I think these are going to be some of the top fragrance houses in the next couple of months when it comes to virality on TikTok and in social media in general. I would love to hear what you think about my opinion. I would also love to hear yours. So be sure to put it down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to follow Tony Aroma for more.